It's your boy Vandy, and this is currently Christian. And today's first topic is the cussing Christian. Okay, let's be honest. I used to love to cuss. No, man, you don't understand. It was my primary language. It was a language to me. That's how much I love to cuss. It was a language all on its own. Being that I'm taking this new transformation in life, cussing is not really a Christian thing to do. And I've known that all my life because I'm the son of a pastor. So, you know, I've known it. But here's what I didn't know. Not only is it cussing that you shouldn't do, but it's also brash tongue, brutal honesty, bluntness. You just shouldn't. It's not that these things are bad or wrong per se. Sometimes you do have to be brutally honest to someone, and sometimes you do have to be very blunt, but it should not be your primary source of explaining things or talking to people in that communicative way. Communicative communication. That shouldn't be your form of communicating things to people. You shouldn't always feel like you have to always be brutally honest. You don't have to always be brutally honest. Some people, yes, after a while of trying to get them to understand in a kinder way, you just have to be just this is what it is. You have to be that person with them, but not everybody. That's not the answer for everybody, and that's not the way you should talk with people. You shouldn't communicate with people that way. Let's get this straight. This is what I want you to understand. You should not have to be brash, blunt, or brutally honest 95% of your conversation. That should not be your persona in a communication based relationship. It just shouldn't be. As a Christian, the way you talk to people should be uplifting and encouraging and compassionate, and they should always feel like they're being listened to, and you care about what they're saying. It's not always going to be, a Christian talking about God and uplifting people, and there are going to be some times in conversation where you're just having fun. And it's okay to have fun as a Christian. It's okay to joke around and gesture. The main point is it should not be your primary source of communicating with people. Picking on them and gesturing with them and joking about them, whether they're there or not, should not be your primary form of communication with other people. It just shouldn't be your primary. I'm saying primary. I'm saying this over and over again so that we understand that I'm not saying that joking around and gesturing and mutually picking on each other every now and then isn't okay, is wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it just should not be your persona. It shouldn't be the way you communicate with people all of the time. Every time someone comes up to you, you got to pick on them. You got to be brutally honest. You got to be blunt. You got to be sarcastically dry. Your jokes always are like that. That should not be your persona as a Christian. You have to be uplifting and encouraging and always ready to answer the question of seekers who seek the answer of God, of Jesus. And you should always, it should always be an open door policy with you. Let's be honest, we're human, and sometimes we just don't want to talk to people. We don't want to be bothered, and things bother us, and it's okay to be that way. But if we are constantly putting God first, we are approachable. That's who we are as Christians. If we're constantly putting God first, our compassionate and our walking in love and our labor of love and our work of faith, people see that, and then it's inviting into our lives. People feel invited. They feel comfortable with. They should feel comfortable with having conversations with you or asking questions that pertain to the Bible or life and how you live it and your beliefs. It should be totally fine. It should be okay, and they should feel comforted in the way you speak to them, the way you approach them, the way they can approach you. As a Christian, you just should be always uplifting and encouraging. So, with that being said, not cussing is a hard thing for me to do. So, in the beginning stages of my not cussing fast, I guess you can call it, I would replace cussing with words that weren't cussing. Like instead of the F word, I would use fudge. Instead of the B word, I would use like brownie. So if I wanted to say F and B, I'd be like fudge and brownie. And then for MFer, I would use like Mother Russia. And my question of the night is it okay to replace cuss words, with regular words, even though you mean the cuss word? Is it okay to do that? Because sometimes even that can be the gateway drug to cussing, actually cussing, and then the way you use it can be in a negative effect. And after a while, people get to understanding that you are actually cussing, but you're being nice about it. So my question is it okay to replace cuss words with regular words? Is it like Nicorette, or for cigarette users, who use Nicorette patch, is that okay as long as you genuinely get out of the habit of having to use a word that means an explicit definition? Is it okay to do that? I think it is, because of the simple fact that as long as you're trying to grow out of it, as long as it's just not, I'm replacing cuss words. You can't just replace cuss words. You have to completely and utterly want. You have to desire. First, you have to desire. What I'm learning is a desire must be in you to want to stop doing these things and get closer to God. The desire must be in you and you alone to want to do these things. So after that, you just have to feel like that you don't want to just replace the words. You just want to get rid of them entirely. And it's okay to use substitute words as a Nicorette patch, just as long as after a while you don't need the Nicorette patch anymore. You just stop altogether. With that being said, my show is, this episode is come to its conclusion, and I want to tell you, nevertheless, be blessed, and be blessed nevertheless, because you are. You're very blessed. Next episode is going to be, which one is it? Is it praying? I think it's praying. It might be praying. I have to go look. But anyway, next episode is possibly going to be praying, because I like to pray, but at the same time, you have to figure out how you're going to pray and situations of prayer, and it's just talking to God. Okay. Anyway, that's for another episode, so we're going to keep that for that episode and not get into it. You guys have a great day or night whenever you're looking at this, and just be positive, encouraging, and read those scriptures. I'm serious. Read those scriptures and tell me what you think. Please tell me what you think. I want all kinds of suggestions, video responses. You can follow me on Twitter. I got a blip.me account. And I know last time I said I was going to put all my links down there, and I didn't. But this time, I promise you, I am. You guys have a great life. You deserve it.